Yeah, I can lay you down, answer. I can lay you down.
Come on.
Okay, so my question is about monk mode. So I've done it previously, and I felt like my productivity went like through the roofs. You know, like pretty much life was like perfect. But I'm struggling to get back into it because I've kind of forgot. Not necessarily forgot. Like I know we need to do the meditation, the gratitude, the exercise, but the other external habits that help with the monk mode is what I'm kind of confused about and what I need to do.
Okay, what were you thinking?
What with the monk mode, like the habits?
Yeah.
8, so like 9 hours plus of sleep. Deep work, so like a selection of time. You know, for me now it's the YouTube posting the videos. Socializing, because I feel like I don't think I'm a socially awkward person, but I could improve, like, you know, and a cold approach and stuff like that. I haven't done that in ages, and yeah, stuff like that.
Okay. So what exactly is the problem right now then?
I think because I've just finished my GCSEs, like my family's wanting to celebrate with me all the time, so I don't really have time to actually focus on myself, if that makes sense, because my family are like, oh yeah, come, let's go to your auntie's house for a bit, stay the night there, and like I haven't been at home. It's the first time I've been home like a week, and that's where I'm kind of getting, you know, lost track. You know, I'm eating bad because my family's like, oh yeah, have a break, when it's just like, no, I want to get back on my grind.
Okay. So, you know, I would change the term monk mode. There's 2 different things that I do instead. One is dopamine detoxing. I should explain first, sorry. The reason why I'm going to just tell you about this, like changing the words that we use, is just because the words that we use just help us define and visualize and understand what we're talking about. Monk mode is kind of this vague thing where everyone's got a different protocol. Do you speak to people or not? You said, you know, approaching girls, is that part of monk mode? It was for me at the time 3 years ago. So it's a bit vague, and it's like, how do you create success in it? Who knows? We replace it with dopamine detoxing, which is where you get away from screens and addictions and these bad habits, but then also a season of no. This is a quote from Alex Hormozi. You enter a season of no. Because when you already think about what that means, a season of no, you say no to pretty much everything. You say no to the bad food, you say no to your parents. Your default response to anyone becomes no first. And then if you even want to entertain the idea of what they've said, then you can acknowledge it. But automatically your brain says no in your mind straight away. Your parents say, oh, you know, we're going to go, no, sorry. How about this? No, sorry. Your friend says, oh, no, sorry. Even someone in a Adonis school says, how about no, sorry. Even your own desires. Or what if I just do this other thing? No, sorry. A season of no. If you go after this video, there's like a 6-minute Alex Hormozi video where he explains it really well. Alex Hormozi, the season of no. I would combine both of them together, and now you've got such a clear protocol to follow. We don't do the bad habits of porn, video games, social media consumption. You can choose exactly what is right. So, for example, I would always keep in podcasts like unedited videos because they really help me personally. Maybe yours is different. Maybe it's the same. Who knows? Maybe you want to keep in a Adonis school. Maybe you don't. You set these rules, lay them out, and then you also say to yourself psychologically, I am in a season of no. I like to obsess over it, like by having like pieces of paper everywhere you see behind me and everything. This says, what would Alex Becker do? What would Alex Hormozi do? So these are 2 entrepreneurs that I look up to. And I literally will obsess over stuff. I'll have it all over my walls, everything like this. I've got a piece of paper here. So I would just write season of no, season of no, season of no, something like that. This way, it's very clear the response that you've got to have to people. You're trying to build this future kingdom here. You can't afford to have these distractions right now, especially if it's the same situation like we've just had where you don't even want to be there. Do you know, like, I can imagine how you were, like, you know, you go to your auntie's place. You probably weren't even that nice to be around. You were probably, like, you know, at some points you were probably fine, but in other points, it would have been obvious that you literally didn't want to be there. And so, to me, like, I think it's disrespectful, the fact that we say yes to things that we don't actually want to be. As simple as your parents saying, like, oh, you know, come down and spend time with us. I think it's disrespectful that we say yes to them. Because as a man, you should know about your ability to be present and focused with people. And if you think that you're not going to be able to be present with someone, the answer should be no. Because people will see a shell of the version of you're supposed to be. They'll see a mediocre version of you. And you will make them feel bad. It's better for someone to not see you at all than it is for them to see you as like this empty shell robot who's not even there, who's deeply thinking, who's replying to questions like half-minded, you know, who's like mentally AFK, who's like asleep at the driving wheel. So see it as a respectful thing for yourself and for the people when you say no. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I get that, I go.
Another...
Yeah, sorry.
No, please.
Because I do find it hard to say no to people. Like, cause I don't know, like, how... I don't know, it's hard to explain because I don't want to like, put someone down and say, like, oh, no, I don't want to do that. And I'd rather just do something that makes people happy.
Of course. And I think if you watch the Alex Hormozi video, that's like a little actionable step for you and anyone else who's relating to this. Alex Hormozi, Season of No, it's about 2 months old. He explains it really well. He says, you either have to kill their dreams of you or you have to kill your own dreams. And he said, when you do create the success from, the season of detachment, the season of no, that's when people start realizing, oh yeah, fair enough. They understand. Like, for example, my season of no started 3 years ago. I'm still in it. And it started 3 years ago. And, my parents find it weird. I remember the first time I said no to my father when he asked me if I could help his friend with fitness. And he literally went like, no. He looked at me weird, like rude, almost slightly aggressive. Fast forward 1.5 years or 2 years just recently, and he's telling me the story of like one of his friends at his cricket club ended up asking, like, wanted my help with something, and he asked like, oh, can Hamza give me like 10 minutes? And my dad burst out laughing. He's like, we don't even see him for 10 minutes a day. So obviously not. So my dad knows that I'm in the season of no. At first people think it's rude. When they see the kingdom that you've built, then they realize, fair enough. This isn't to say that you should never spend time with your family, but this is to say that the time you spend with people should only be limited to the moment that you can be present. If you can't be present with someone, it's better for you to not be next to them.
Adonis School is a private online community that you can join to make friends who are just like you, who are on self-improvements, who are meditating, exercising, delaying gratification, who aren't degenerates. It's the hub spot for all of the people on self-improvement. We're all in here literally doing these good habits, reading these books, having these discussions, talking about this stuff online. I'm active in there. And I think it's an exceptional place for you to just make friends who are similar to you, because a lot of my audience have told me, it's a very common experience, that when you really do start to implement the advice that I give out, naturally you have less things in common with the people that you've known already. And so it's a very common experience for young people who follow my videos who end up just getting lonely because there's no one that you can relate to. Your family don't understand you anymore, and your friends are kind of Jeffries, and you can, you're kind of still attached to those old people who are part of the previous chapter of your life because you just don't want to be lonely right now. And so Adonis School is made for you.